Why We Sleep. Unlocking the Power of Sleep and Dreams by Matthew Walker. A neuroscientist and sleep researcher, is a seminal work that delves into the critical importance of sleep for human health, cognition, and societal well-being. The book synthesizes decades of scientific research to explain why sleep is not merely a passive state but a vital, active process that underpins physical health, mental acuity, emotional stability, and even survival. Walker argues that sleep is a biological necessity, not a luxury, and its deprivation has profound consequences for individuals and society. Below is a comprehensive exploration of the key themes, scientific insights, and arguments presented in the book, woven into a cohesive narrative as per the request. Sleep is a universal phenomenon observed across the animal kingdom, suggesting its evolutionary significance. Walker begins by emphasizing that sleep is not an optional activity but a non-negotiable biological imperative. He explains that humans spend roughly a third of their lives sleeping, yet modern society undervalues this time, often glorifying sleep deprivation as a badge of productivity. This cultural dismissal of sleep, Walker argues, is a dangerous misstep, as sleep serves as the foundation for nearly every aspect of our physical and mental functioning. He draws on evolutionary biology to illustrate that sleep has persisted across species because it confers survival advantages, such as energy conservation, brain maintenance, and enhanced cognitive processing. For humans, sleep is divided into two main types: non-rapid eye movement, NREM sleep, and rapid eye movement, REM sleep, which cycle throughout the night in roughly 90-minute intervals. NREM sleep, particularly its deep stages, is crucial for physical restoration, memory consolidation, and clearing toxins from the brain, while REM sleep, associated with vivid dreams, supports emotional processing, creativity, and problem-solving. Walker underscores that both types are essential, and their disruption can lead to cascading health issues. One of the book's central arguments is that sleep profoundly impacts memory and learning. Walker details how sleep acts as a save button for memories, consolidating information acquired during the day. During NREM sleep, the brain transfers short-term memories from the hippocampus to the cortex for long-term storage, a process known as memory consolidation. This strengthens factual and episodic memories, making them more resilient to forgetting. REM sleep, on the other hand, integrates these memories, connecting new information with existing knowledge to foster creativity and insight. Walker cites experiments showing that individuals who sleep after learning perform significantly better on memory tasks than those who stay awake. He also introduces the concept of sleep spindles, bursts of brain activity during NREM sleep that facilitate memory processing. Without adequate sleep, the brain's ability to retain and process information diminishes, leading to impaired learning and reduced academic or professional performance. This has implications for education systems, where early school start times and late-night study habits undermine students' cognitive potential. Beyond memory, sleep is critical for emotional regulation and mental health. Walker explains that REM sleep serves as a form of overnight therapy, recalibrating the brain's emotional centers, particularly the amygdala, which governs fear and stress responses. During REM sleep, the brain processes emotional experiences in a safe, dream state environment, stripping away distress while retaining lessons learned. This process helps individuals cope with trauma and maintain emotional balance. Sleep deprivation, however, disrupts this mechanism, leaving the amygdala hyperactive and leading to heightened anxiety, irritability, and mood swings. Walker connects chronic sleep loss to increased risks of mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. He cites studies showing that individuals with insomnia are significantly more likely to develop these conditions, and that improving sleep can alleviate symptoms. This emotional role of sleep extends to social interactions, as sleep-deprived individuals are less empathetic, less able to read facial expressions, and more prone to interpersonal conflicts. Physically, sleep is a cornerstone of health, influencing every major organ system. Walker details how sleep deprivation compromises the immune system, reducing the production of natural killer cells and increasing susceptibility to infections, including colds and flu. He also links chronic sleep loss to higher risks of chronic diseases such as obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. For instance, sleep regulates hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which control hunger and satiety. Insufficient sleep disrupts this balance, increasing appetite and leading to weight gain. Similarly, sleep loss elevates blood sugar levels and reduces insulin sensitivity, contributing to type 2 diabetes. Walker cites alarming statistics, such as a study showing that just 1 week of sleeping less than 6 hours per night increases the risk of pre-diabetic states. Cardiovascular health also suffers, as sleep deprivation raises blood pressure, promotes inflammation, and accelerates atherosclerosis. Perhaps most strikingly, Walker discusses the link between sleep and cancer, noting that the World Health Organization classifies night shift work, which disrupts sleep, as a probable carcinogen due to its association with higher rates of breast and prostate cancer. Walker also explores the societal and cultural implications of sleep deprivation, describing it as a public health crisis. He argues that modern lifestyles, with their emphasis on long work hours, constant connectivity, and artificial light exposure, disrupt natural sleep patterns. The advent of electric lighting and screens has delayed melatonin production, the hormone that signals sleep onset, pushing bedtimes later. This is particularly harmful for adolescents, whose circadian rhythms naturally shift toward later sleep schedules, yet they are forced into early school start times, resulting in chronic sleep debt. Walker criticizes practices like daylight saving time, which further misaligns biological clocks, and workplace cultures that reward sleep sacrifice. He also highlights the dangers of drowsy driving, equating its impairment to that of alcohol intoxication. A single night of poor sleep can reduce reaction times and decision-making abilities, contributing to thousands of fatal car accidents annually. Walker advocates for systemic changes, such as later school start times, workplace sleep policies, and public health campaigns to prioritize sleep. Dreams, a significant focus of the book, are not merely random neural firings but serve critical cognitive and emotional functions. Walker explains that during REM sleep, the brain creates a virtual reality environment where it can simulate scenarios, process emotions, and solve problems. Dreams allow the brain to experiment with solutions to real-world challenges, often leading to creative breakthroughs. For example, Walker recounts historical anecdotes, such as Dmitry Mendeleev conceiving the periodic table in a dream, to illustrate how REM sleep fosters innovation. Dreams also help process emotional memories, reducing their intensity while preserving their lessons, which is why sleep is therapeutic after traumatic events. However, Walker notes that in conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, this process can malfunction, leading to recurring nightmares. He also debunks myths about dream interpretation, emphasizing that while dreams are meaningful, their significance lies in their biological and psychological roles, not in prophetic or symbolic messages. Walker addresses common sleep disorders, such as insomnia, sleep apnea, and narcolepsy, explaining their causes and consequences. Insomnia, characterized by difficulty falling or staying asleep, affects millions and is often exacerbated by stress or poor sleep hygiene. Sleep apnea, where breathing stops intermittently during sleep, deprives the brain of oxygen and increases risks of heart disease and stroke. Narcolepsy, marked by sudden sleep attacks, disrupts daily life and is linked to deficiencies in the brain chemical hypocretin. Walker emphasizes that these disorders are treatable, often through lifestyle changes, cognitive behavioral therapy, or medical interventions, but they require greater awareness and access to care. He also warns against the widespread use of sleeping pills, which induce sedation rather than natural sleep and can lead to dependency and cognitive side effects. The book concludes with a call to action, urging individuals and society to prioritize sleep. Walker offers practical advice for improving sleep, such as maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding caffeine and alcohol, limiting screen time before bed, and creating a cool, dark, and quiet sleep environment. He also advocates for policy changes, such as educating healthcare providers about sleep's importance and integrating sleep science into medical training. Walker envisions a world where sleep is celebrated as a pillar of health, akin to diet and exercise, and where societal structures support rather than undermine our biological need for rest. Why We Sleep is a compelling case for re-evaluating our relationship with sleep. Walker combines rigorous science with accessible storytelling to reveal sleep's role in memory, learning, emotional health, physical well-being, and societal functioning. He warns that neglecting sleep comes at a steep cost to diminished cognition, weakened immunity, emotional instability, and increased disease risk while celebrating its benefits, enhanced creativity, resilience, and longevity. By demystifying sleep and dreams, Walker empowers readers to embrace sleep as a superpower, essential for thriving in an increasingly sleep-deprived world.